what we want to do today is just kind of give everyone an opportunity to talk and kind of talk about some new things that we have going on. So with the clothes, one of the biggest things that we're gonna try and move forward with is getting, because like last time we talked a lot about getting away from the gym. Obviously, it's still gonna be a staple part of the brand, but like with the clothes, it's gonna be more reflective of like lifestyle clothing and like more universal. So we're gonna have a lot different variation of products. Then Drew will kind of get into it from there.
Yeah, obviously with the bigger variation of products too. I think what we've been doing for too long recently has just been kind of just gym clothes, and man, you see what it is. It's mainly just shirts and shorts for the most part. We're definitely broadening out a lot with this next one. We have 23 different products coming in for it. And that goes as far as flannels. We're gonna have some different kind of camo cargo short pants. We're bringing in a lot of girl stuff, some sports bras, leggings, biker shorts. We're getting in, I want to say, 4 or 5 different types of t-shirts too. So as far as like thickness and just material in general, a bunch of different printing styles. We want to try to appeal to people that like the super graphic stuff. It's kind of the so-called angry gothic type of font, and we're also trying to cater to the part that people that just like the clean, simple type of design as well. So we're going to be hitting all areas of that. Same thing. We have hoodies coming in too. We're going to do some more joggers. We're just going to have a lot more consistency coming around and a lot bigger variety. So it just lets everyone have a chance to express themselves through fashion, if you want to say that. We'll also have a bigger, more options for you guys to provide and style yourself the way I guess you want to.
Ooh, well,
I'm gonna throw that over to JJ. JJ's going to talk a little bit about some of the Discord, just what we're going to do as far as communication to improve that moving forward.
Yes, so what I would like y'all to do is on the chat, I'm going to send out a link. If you guys could please download the Discord app and get on the link, I will make sure everybody's on the server. And while that's slowly happening, you guys are doing that. I really just want to go over the reason why we want to go over the Discord and the whole purpose of it in the first place, because we want this to be the central hub for you guys to just come in and be part of the community and be that aspect of the community, because everybody can reach out. We can do everything together. We'll communicate more with upcoming photo shoots or like what's dropping. We'll stay more in touch with you guys more so you guys understand what's going on and you get more of a feel for it. And it'll also be one of our hubs too, where we'll be working with Kylie on more on the TikTok side when she goes over that. But we have a little category area over here for the TikTok. If you guys see it, once you guys get into the Discord, we got the welcomes tab right there that goes over what more of the general gist of the Discord server is. We got the rules tab that goes over more in depth what the rules are. Just to go over a quick cap of the rules, just respect and positivity, guys. You guys understand, keep it respectful. Growth oriented mindset. We're growth oriented, so we want to be more growth minded in the sense of like we want to encourage people to become better, also getting comfortable being uncomfortable, stuff like that. 3, just a no tolerance for hate speech. Just please no hate speech, guys. Let's keep it more general for good language. 4 is constructive feedback only. 5, privacy and confidentiality. 6, engagements and expectations. 7 is going to be the mindset challenge participation. So this is something new we'll be doing. We got engagement in every month from everyone, and we'll have basically just more ways for the community to participate. We'll go more in depth with that once we get more situated with what those challenges will be, but just want to give you guys a general idea of what's going to be happening with those challenges. 8, the content guidelines, just what you guys should be doing in general in the Discord server. And then 9, just support and report issues, please. And that's not just to me, that's for everybody. That's me, Drew, Jimmy, Micah, Kylie. Please reach out to any of us. We can all see everything. We all have the admin rule on Discord, so we can see pretty much everything once you guys reach out to us. And that's pretty much it, guys. Just please get familiar with it. It is going to be something that we're going to be using a lot more, especially moving forward. I know Jimmy also wants to start doing, or not even just Jimmy, but all of us want to start doing these meetings more on Discord. I think that's a possibility we could do. I'm not really too sure, but like I said, we'll keep in more in touch with you guys once we get the gist of all this Discord stuff out the way. But for the most part, everything's set up. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. It'll be great. It's gonna be awesome. Love to see everybody's content on there, see what they're posting. Please keep up with us. Seriously, like I would love to see everybody's just general progress of becoming better person. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be beautiful. I can't wait to see it, guys. And with that, I'll pass it over to Kylie.
Heck yeah. So I'm gonna be talking about the TikTok. TikTok is something that we have not been very great at utilizing as a brand. But we are trying to figure out a way that we could use the TikTok that would be really meaningful to our community. And we are kind of thinking that it would be best for you guys to run the TikTok. So by that, I mean, you would be setting up your phone, taking a casual iPhone video of you talking about something related to mindset, related to one of the drops, just something on your mind that pertains to the brand or growth mindset or no risk, no story, just any of the things that relate to the brand. And then through the Discord channel that's labeled TikTok, you're going to upload those videos and then we will be able to go post them on the TikTok. So eventually that will just fill up of all of our community members just talking about mindset related things. And it'll all just be like super casual, doesn't have to be high quality videos at all. Yeah, that's about it. So whenever you guys are ready to start submitting those, you guys are totally welcome to, and we will start getting that stuff posted. Caleb, you got a question?
So yeah, can that be really just based off of anything as far as gym minded or whatever, like lifestyle, whatever it may be, kind of content for what you guys are wanting to pursue? Okay.
Totally. Oh, yeah. Anything uplift, inspire, motivate, anything on your mind that's maybe related to the brand or related to one of the topics that we talk about within the brand. Any of that, honestly. Any value that you have to provide to a community, we would love to hear from you.
Yeah. Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, basically to kind of add to that, we want you guys to use it as a way, use mindset as a platform to spread to everyone that we're already in contact with. Basically, if you have anything, if you think it's inspiring, motivational, cool, you're just proud of yourself. Obviously, I just want to hear it and use mindset as a platform to spread it further than maybe you could by yourself, or just to impact other people. And that's what we're here for. We're a community.
Heck yeah. Okay, I'm gonna pass it over to Jimmy for some fun activities.
Okay, so another goal of this Zoom call is to kind of create a little bit more cohesion within the community, kind of allow us to get to know each other a little better, even though a lot of us in this particular call already do know each other pretty well. So we're just gonna start off with a quick question, which is, what does mindset mean to you? This was our homework from our last call for those of you that were in the last call. So let's go ahead and start off with Mr. Drew. What does mindset mean to you?
Man, you're gonna call me out like that? I gotta go first on the big question. All right, basically, yeah, what mindset would mean to me, pretty much means focusing on the controllables. I always use the expression, you can't change the wind, but you can change your sails and adjust your sails. Basically, life is going to happen to us, and we really can't control what happens to us in life. What we can control is how we react to that situation. That's something we can control. Again, yeah, we can't control the wind, but we can adjust our sails to adjust us better in life, the way we can take it. So basically, yeah, mindset to me is focusing on the controllables and controlling your controllables, essentially. React to life accordingly, because that's what you really can control.
Heck yeah, I like that. All right, who wants to go next? What does mindset mean to you? What about our boy Hezi over here? He looks like he's ready to talk about something.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'll go next.
All right.
I think kind of tying back to what Drew says, focusing on what your reactions are to things. I think getting bogged down in life with stuff that you don't really have control over is what a lot of people do these days. But when you focus on your reactions and focusing on what you could be in the future and how good you could be, I think that's a great way to view life.
Heck yeah. I could definitely agree with that. I mean, ultimately, also, we're kind of at like an open conversation point here. So if anyone wants to jump in or has any comments, like totally jump in. This is almost like an open Discord.
Yeah, I'll hop in quick. So Mike and I actually talked about this last week, 2 weeks ago. He and I talked for like 2 hours. And I was saying to him, like, the idea of mindset's a lot broader than most people want to say. Like, we just had two people go back to back saying it's controlling the controllables, um, being able to change your sails and not being able to worry about the wind, stuff like that. But it's even broader than that. It's truly understanding how we can learn from ourselves through ups and downs and going through that whole process. You know, a year ago from this week, I was in the hospital thinking I was having a heart attack, and actually it was like massive panic attacks. And so this whole past year has been a whole self-growth process for me. Bodybuilding helped with that a lot. You learn a lot about yourself through that aspect, but it's more in the sense of I've taken an entire year to learn who I am, going through the struggles, understanding that my mindset is being able to be vulnerable in situations where talking about things that are hard that's going on in life, having uncomfortable conversations with people,
Yep.
being able to reach out to other people when they're struggling and stuff like that. It's a lot more than just goal setting in that aspect. It's more just learning who you are as a person with your right mindset.
Yeah, so you're saying it's
Yeah.
like a lot more internal too, like actually understanding more about yourself
Yeah,
and
exactly.
who you are.
And I think a big thing from that too is like part of the brand is going to be like mindset, the foundation of self-discovery, like figuring out why you are the way you are, who you are, and like who you want, not just who you are, but who you want to be, because you don't need to be that person if you don't want to be. So I think that's a big part of it as well. And also like talking with Garrett, I think a big thing that he emphasized that honestly, I hadn't really like thought about super deeply until he had brought it up is like there are two different ways to go about mindset. There's like I'll step on anyone to get where I need to be, but also like I'm gonna uplift, inspire, motivate on my journey to self-discovery. And I feel like that's where we kind of separate ourselves from other brands, is it's like I want everyone to win in my process of success. I'm not trying to do like I'm not trying to step on anyone to get where I want to be.
Yeah, of course. And we're being genuine too, like we have genuine intentions.
Yeah. So it's like really trying to uplift, inspire, motivate. So I think that's huge.
Your
Yeah.
win is my win.
I
Exactly.
Yeah.
want to reflect off of that from what you guys said pretty much. I mean, you know, just being in the spot that I was a couple years ago, I didn't really have that growth mindset, right? I didn't know what that was until, I found these amazing people in my life who uplift, inspire, motivate, and I want to do the same, right? About others in my community. I think the coolest thing about it is just like being able to see, okay, you can win yourself, but then you can also help others win as well throughout the conversations that you have with others, or no matter what it's going to be. It's like, hey, you can always bring value to people in your life, and you can always, you can choose to bring that value, or you don't have to. It's totally up to you, right? But at the end of the day, it's, hey, 1% better every day is better than 5% less the other day, right? As long as you're just doing something to make yourself better each day, I feel like that's what mindset is.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think it's important to really rely on the aspect of community, especially with us. I mean, that's all what we're all about. And being that vulnerable, safe space of everyone can relate in some way or another and give a different perspective. And I think that's almost kind of life in general, being able to see different perspectives of
Yeah, of
everything. So
course.
really relying on the group. Yeah. Really relying on the community. Because
Because
I know I can count on all y'all. I will gladly reach out to you guys if I ever need something, feeling down, anything like that. Because I know all of you
yeah.
guys are great human beings and can provide me good perspective.
See, one of the beautiful things to touch on that too that I've learned about mindset is that it's relatable, at least to the sense of like when life does happen, you either are growth minded or you're fixed minded. And just to see people who are also growth minded through those adversities in life is just also very beautiful to see. Same thing with you too, with what Grant said as well. Just going off that, it really is just beautiful to see as your mindset progresses through life. And it's cool seeing a community like us come together and just see and be able to talk about it too and just make a whole brand off it. It really is what inspires me the most to just see everybody here.
I
Well, I
think
think
one
the
thing,
thing that I think is cool about this brand and the clothing side in general is like, yeah, it started off with Optimal Gains being more gym based, and you see a lot of people social media wise that their whole talk about mindset is like Tom Brady, if you're tired body, you go anyways. All of those guys where it's like you just do it anyways. But taking it into a full life aspect of just day to day, like if you're not having a good day, just sit with it. Not
Yep.
don't have it, just have that day. Because
hmm
if you try to push it off to the next day or the next week, then next thing you know, you're having a shit week, a shit month, a bad year, but you're also not doing anything to get better in that aspect. So I like
Yeah,
the fact that we're doing more lifestyle clothing because it's adding the mindset just outside of the gym into daily life.
exactly. Yeah, because you'll find growth-minded people usually the most easiest at the gyms, but it's actually more life-oriented in the sense of like everybody has challenges, everybody has adversities. Life's hard. If life was easy, nobody would have challenges, nobody would have any thought of why we act the way we do or why we choose to react to the way that things are.
I feel like the gym was just always a really good like foundational piece of the brand because you do learn a lot of the mindset principles at the gym, but it's not limited
Mhm.
to the gym. Like there's a lot of people that I've met not at the gym that have a better mindset than some people that do go. But I want it to be available. I want the brand to be available to those individuals, not just people that we meet in the gym every day. Because sometimes it's the people that aren't in the gym that need the brand the most.
You know
For real.
how I kind of think of it, Mike, is like it all starts in the gym because the gym is almost like a simplified metaphor for life. You're going there, your willingness to struggle to get better
Yeah.
every single day and kind of put in that consistency. Yeah, that's a really simplified version of life, but that's kind of what it's about
Yeah.
and everything you do almost.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's why it's cool because I think, like I said, a lot of people that are in this chat I've met at the gym or go to the gym or have been a part of my life through the gym. But like if we can reach a broader horizon of people that aren't in the gym, and I mean, obviously, hopefully influence them to go, but at the same time, apply those principles of the gym to people that don't go, it'd be huge.
Yep. And just to bring this back to the point too, like this is also why we're rebranding. This is why we're having the Zoom call all in the first place. This is what's going on. Going to be keeping in touch with everybody about this. So it's going to be really cool just seeing the progress move forward as this happens and seeing everybody here.
Heck yeah.
Agreed. Garrett, I really like what you said too. Again, like if you're having a bad day, sit in it, soak in it. Why are you having a bad day? Let's try and figure it out. How we don't have another bad day in the future.
Yeah.
The
Like you said, yeah, it's
Yeah,
acknowledging the bad. It's not all about
yeah,
just good, good, good.
the biggest
and
thing that
like
I've learned.
so
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
if yeah, if you don't have those bad days and you push it off, how can you ever have a good day? Because you don't know what a bad day is like. There's nothing to compare
Yeah.
it to.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite things I watch. I mean, so Bumstead got me into bodybuilding as he did 25 other million people on Instagram. But it hit a lot deeper because yeah, you a lot of people watch for the aesthetics, whatever, the actual like base bodybuilding side. But when you watch his videos with Chris Williamson and all these other guys that talk about mental health and all they do is talk about feel your feelings, I never understood what that even meant until they started talking about it. And it's feel the good, feel the bad, let them pass because not every day is going to be good. Not every day is going to be bad. So if you're having a bad day, you can sit and process through it because then you know the next day can be good. If you have a good day, you sit and process and enjoy it because you know the next day might not be as good.
Yeah.
So it's that whole mindset. Like our lives go up and down.
Yep.
It's never one line. So it's
Then it's
being able
important
to
to evaluate, look back.
exactly,
That's
exactly.
What I like to say about that is like you gotta focus on the now. That's one of my biggest things. Is like that's all you can do, honestly, is focus on the now. Control what you can control today. You can't worry about the past. You can't worry about the future. You can just control what you can do today to become the best version of yourself for tomorrow.
I
And
think
that's all you can do. If bad things happen throughout the day, that's just life. Life's hard and you gotta go through those challenges in life and feel the emotions and understand why you're feeling the way that you do to go through the changes in life to become the better person that you need to be. And it's also just doing the small things too that you can to reach your goals. Like if you want to if you want to read every day, if you want to go to the gym every day, or even just like waking up early, if you want to get up early and do more in your day, be more consistent with even brushing your teeth, or be more consistent with just whatever you need to do to become the best version of yourself. And that just depends on what everybody is, respectively, of course.
I feel like Ethan, I had a good conversation about this on a drive home from when we were in Vegas. He was talking about like the purpose of the future, the purpose of the past, the purpose of the now, because there's definitely different purposes within those three regions. Is like, and I think we kind of broke it down to like planning for the future, reflecting on the past, and living in the moment. Because there definitely is a time and place for everything, but I feel like most of it is you need to live in the moment and respectively just put yourself in a position to be ready to learn from the past. And that's how you reflect and become a better version of yourself, but also planning for the future and like understanding where you want to go or you'll never get there.
Yep, I wholeheartedly agree.
What about
Okay,
you, Jimmy? What does mindset mean to you?
dude, I honestly, that whole conversation, man, that whole like conversation got so deep into it. I mean, for me,
Beautiful.
it's just, I mean, it's all of that. You know, ultimately, I agree that it means to actually dig deep and understand what's happening in your mind and not just let your subconscious control everything, you know? Because we all have so many things from our childhood and from our lives that affect us, and oftentimes we don't even know that those things are affecting us until you really like sit and understand your own mind and get in there and be like, where are these subconscious thoughts coming from and why are they affecting me the way they do? And that is kind of where understanding your mindset and understanding yourself is so valuable, because then you ultimately gain control of your life, and otherwise you're just going through the motions and reacting to everything.
So
So
that was interesting way you put that, Jimmy. At church this morning, I know you guys that know me, I'm not super religious, but at church this morning they were talking about how like the devil can disguise himself as your subconscious programming. Like you can come in there and yeah, you might just be going through life with the devil in your life and you don't even know it because you haven't looked and evaluated it. Just the way your brain works. And the way, like you said, you got really got to look at your programming, and that's how you take control of everything. Of everything.
yeah. Yeah, okay. That was a phenomenal deep dive into mindset. I love that. Um, maybe let's go one or two more questions. I guess a good question to jump off of that into is like what is your biggest goal or your dream that you're kind of looking at right now? Maybe let's start with David. I haven't seen you talk yet.
Oh, Honguito.
Damn, putting me on the spot like that, huh? That's tough. I mean, I don't know. I think you're always finding new things, right? Like for me right now, there's certain goals I've set myself for the upcoming year. That I'm even trying to start now, right? Because it's one of those things like going back to the mindset is like, if you want to change something, you can't wait for a Monday or you can't wait for the beginning of the month, right? It has to happen now. So yeah, I mean, upcoming this year, I've made some mistakes in my younger days, right? As you guys know, I am one of the oldest people here. So I've made some mistakes in my early 20s and just trying to fix those. But at the same time, I've discovered some things these last couple of years that I kind of wanted to get into. Like I'm been very big into music lately, so start producing music. That's one of my big goals. Obviously, I brought it up on the last meeting. I want to be able to run marathon and try to qualify for Boston. That's always been kind of on the radar, and it's taken me too long to start. But I think the important thing is actually doing it. You know, um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just things constantly changing. But the two main goals are just start to produce some music, get into that a little bit. Find a good hobby in that, and then just get back into the running scene as deep as I can, and try to accomplish my goals. Because at the end of the day, you're only competing with yourself, and if you're not gonna challenge yourself or push yourself, then you're failing already. So for sure, those are the two biggest things coming up.
What do you have to do to qualify for the Boston Marathon?
It depends on age group. So I think right now for my age group it's 25 through 29. I think you need a sub 3 hour and 30 minute marathon to qualify. A sub 3:40, something like that. So it's just time based on your age group. So it's definitely doable. It's just a matter of putting in the work, right? Right now, I know I'm not anywhere near that level, so it's just gonna be a matter of putting my head down and working, and like I said, it's like somebody mentioned earlier, it's also important to have that group to push you and motivate you, right? Because there's gonna be days where you wake up in the morning and you walk outside and you're freezing your ass off, and you're like, do I really want to go out and run 7-8 miles right now? But one, you got to keep yourself accountable, and two, I know you guys, you guys are gonna ask me eventually, like, hey, where are you at with your training? And if I tell you guys, oh yeah, I'm still running an 8-minute mile when I should be at 6:30, then you guys are gonna be like, hey, what's going on, right? Like,
Yeah.
you're not pushing yourself, you're not working, so
Accountability.
that's definitely important.
I don't think Shane
Have you
got on
ever-
till later last time, but I'll definitely have to connect you and Shane because I know both of you guys have individually talked about a run club, and it's something you guys can maybe collaborate on.
For sure, yeah, for sure. And then like, obviously I can work with you guys as well, and we can find good running routes and good times to get everyone together and do something. So for sure.
I was just about
Yeah,
to
I'll
say,
be there.
David, have you ran a marathon before?
I have not ran a marathon in competitive aspect. I have run marathon distances. The longest competitive run I've had is a half marathon. So that was
Okay, so you have to run one marathon to do the Boston Marathon, obviously, to get that qualifying number.
what's that?
You have to do one marathon before you could do the Boston Marathon, then, right? So you have to
Yeah,
get that
yeah,
qualifying number, like sub 3 hours or whatever it was you said. That's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
fast.
Yeah, so yeah, for Boston, like, you have to qualify. It's not a sign up and go. It's a congratulations, you made it. So
So yeah, I was serious when we were talking about it last time. I want to run a marathon. So I'm honestly gonna hit you up about that.
yeah, for
to.
sure, for sure. And like, I mean, right now, I'm thinking so I can have a decent prep, because I'm doing hybrid as well, so I'm also lifting, right? So it does kind of slow you down to be lifting and running and lifting and running. So realistically, I'm looking for like a summer race that I can get into. So yeah, we could definitely plan something out and try to prep for it.
Sure. No, I'm down. I might get you and Jimmy connected on that, our event coordinator planner up there.
Oh, thank you, Drew.
Yeah, of course. I have a guy named Carter Bruning. I should have invited him onto this chat. He's been talking to a couple other drug foundations, rehabilitation centers, because he was in that realm of things in a darker place. But he's paired with them, and they're down to actually put a whole 5K event together and everything like that. So it'll be a cool, kind of 5K. What do you call that? Support type of deal.
Yeah.
So that'll be really cool.
Yeah,
We'll
for
have to get
sure.
all that put together.
For sure. Yeah, no, I'd be happy to help organize that and work with you guys for sure. Just let me know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but thank you for that. Putting me on the spot like that, Jimmy. I appreciate you.
Oh yeah, dude. I didn't know you were training for a marathon either, man. That's awesome. Honestly, a mindset run club could be fun too.
For sure.
But
for sure.
Okay, how about Abby? Does your audio work?
I hope so. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I can hear you. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, good.
What is your dream in fitness or life, and like what is your your biggest goal right now?
To get into a better mindset, honestly. I keep getting asked like what your main goal is, and I find myself never fully having an answer. So that's more of like a self-discovery thing, of like what I actually want to do. So I've always kind of helped guide other people if they have a purpose or feeling like they have a direction, like, okay, where can I help? Because maybe that's a purpose thing for me. So my perception is, kind of going back to mindset, perception can be negative and that can be driving the train, or it can be positive and drive the train on a different track. So it's really just trying to kind of find more of myself and where I should be going, what feels right, what is right. It's kind of the lost train for me a lot of the time. So I don't like that I don't have an answer for that a lot of the time. So I keep dabbling in things, like I'm doing the wellness certification with NASM. So I'm gonna, hopefully see if that's a good fit, and I think it will be, because it really goes in with mindset and making positive change and, helping uplift, everything that it stands for. So that's something that would be my goal, is to complete that and then kind of actually get involved in it, because being in a negative mindset is, I've already convinced myself things aren't going to work, or how can it possibly, or they don't want it for me kind of deal. So those are my things that I have to work through mindset wise. And that, viewing myself as, being successful, and it's not that I haven't been, there have been successes there. And it's just going past that. Okay, the little ones, and that's it. No, you can push yourself further and get into a better mindset, and you can absolutely help others to get there. So those are my main battle is having a solid answer for that someday.
You know, okay, I think that's actually really interesting. I don't think there's anything wrong with that either, because in my mind, I forget where I read this, but the unit of the day, like it's really kind of fun to ask these big overarching questions of like, oh, what is your biggest goal? Like, what do you want to do with your life? All this and that. But when it comes down to it, one of the most valuable units we have is just the day. Like just having one good day to the next, or having that you know, like what Caleb was talking about, that 1% improvement. That's just that little bit of improvement from day to day. Like ultimately, I I've many times not even found myself like looking up towards a greater task or a greater goal, but just trying to have a better day from one to the next.
Right, because we really don't know what the day will bring. We don't know if we'll even be here tomorrow or the next hour or the next minute. And that's like the difficult thought is, yeah, it could end at any time. So make everything count, make it good, and help others. You know, if they're in a dark place, then help them out of it if we can. And that's the thing is, it's, you know, it comes down to a willingness too, not only in ourselves, because that's the other thing. Be willing to do those things. Be willing to go through the fire and, you know, forge a new path. And if it's not for you, it's to help others to get better, which also can in turn help you with your own battles too.
Exactly.
What you
I
just
want
said,
to
Abby, makes you
piggyback off that.
successful. You are
Thank
successful.
you.
Believe it. Of course, I love that.
Thank you.
I want to piggyback off of what something Abby just said too, of like setting goals, especially like big goals, and like being afraid of unknowns, and then getting yourself to a point where you kind of just start speaking negatively because you think like, well, if I just put in the air that I'm going to fail, then it gives me a reason not to do it. Makes it a little bit less scary by just not doing it. But I think if you are having those thoughts and going through those, like that checklist of like, oh, it's not going to work because of this or this, that's more of a reason to do it. Because our biggest goals and like that barrier of our success personally, however else, is from all of those things that are like make us afraid of it. So
Yep.
like for me, my bodybuilding show, I was terrified at the beginning of prep. I almost bailed out week one because I just didn't feel like I was ready. And my excuses were, well, I'm applying for PT schools, so if I start in August, then I won't even be able to do it anyways. Um, and then, well, it's a 4 month process. I haven't been committed 4 months like that since I played baseball in college. So it's probably not going to work out that way anyways. But like 2 weeks in, I was talking with my coach and he was just telling me exactly that. It was like, you're giving these excuses because you're afraid of it. That gives you more reason just to continue to go on and keep doing it. And thank God I did, because my show is probably one of the coolest things I've ever done. And now I'm addicted to it. So I'm doing 2 shows in 2025. I haven't picked the dates yet, but we might be doing one in Arizona.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
Let's go.
I know it's
yeah.
kind of funny how us as humans, we think something's going to be less scary if we just wait. Like, oh, if I do it next week, it'll be less scary. When it's the exact same thing. There's nothing
Yeah.
different. Like,
Yeah, and I made a video on that on my Instagram a couple weeks ago. The idea of like just starting and like being terrified to start something even though you really want to do it. But like if you just start it, then at least you have something rolling. You got wheels on the ground, and now it's just pushing it forward.
It all comes
exactly.
back
And
to
that was,
it all comes back to focusing on the now, guys. You got to focus on the now. Do the decisions that you want to in that moment to become the best versions of yourself to lead you on that path. Literally, that's it.
I think it's understanding too that like you said, Garrett, just starting. Every single person that's a professional in a thing, at one point they didn't know what the hell they were doing. It's literally they're getting their foot in the door and then figuring it out. That's the only way you're ever going to figure anything out. But
Yeah.
waiting to have all the right answers, go get the right answers, you know, and the way you're going to find those right answers is putting yourself in the situation.
Yeah, I mean, most people start something when they're a child. So I started baseball at 4 years old. So it's easy to start when you're a kid because there's no expectations. You're not going to be good at it. you're a kid, so you're not really good at anything. No one just got this crazy God-given talent right off the bat. Like everyone starts at this base level and you just build up from there. It's harder for us as adults because society now is like driven around just like having success immediately because we do have limited time on earth. And so if you're not already at this point, then why would you even want to start? But it's like if you really enjoy what you're doing, going back to running, marathon running, like if you really enjoy it, it's not going to be hard for you to want to push yourself every day, even though it's cold outside. You're just going to want to do it because you enjoy doing it. For me with prep, the eating side is horrible, but I loved it because it's what I wanted to do. So it was the easiest thing I've ever done, and it's considered to be one of the hardest things in sports.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think also if I can come back into is like it's also like in probably a societal thing. It's like age related, is if you don't have certain things by a certain age, then you are societal failure essentially. And I think that's what gets into all of our heads. Like I'm gonna be 35 next month. So that definitely weighs on me of like, okay, you could have and maybe should have done certain things by now, but it's also my story is just different than everybody else's. So I need to push those kinds of things aside of like it is what it is, and I am working to get better at the same time.
Yeah.
And like relative to like age, like there's somebody in your exact position doing exactly what you want to do, so why not you? So it's like there's
Right.
still someone like in every one of our positions, like someone is living our dream life that had like our life harder than us, and there's no reason we can't do the exact same. And I think
Right.
that's always been like huge on my mind too. Is like I like you can do whatever you want. It's just taking positive steps forward.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know who Gary Vee is. He's kind of like a motivational speaker. He talks about that idea of just starting whenever, doesn't matter what your age is. He had a lady in one of his videos, she started a business and she was 86 years old.
Okay.
So it's just like a perfect example. Like there is no timetable for us. We could be doing something right now and in 5 years be doing something completely different. There's really no timetable for it. It's society thinks that it's just like you grow up, you go to school, you go to college, you do this job for the rest of your life, you retire, and then you die. Where it's not really necessarily that way. We can do whatever we want. We can switch gears whenever we want, all of that.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna piggyback off that. I'm gonna piggyback off that just a little bit because I am in school. I gotta deal up in school. I talked to Jimmy about this. I do plan on competing in powerlifting here soon. Don't know when we're gonna start the prep, but I am excited to like get myself in that comfort zone of being uncomfortable, right, and lifting heavyweight and actually pushing myself to the limit, right. And I think as kind of like piggyback to Abby too, like we can't have everything figured out by the time like we're a certain age, right? But it's the doing of now and how the steps we're gonna get there. I think that's the biggest thing is just really figuring out, okay, hey, what can I do in this moment to separate myself from other people to then, create that correlative of, hey, I can do this no matter what it is, right? From creating that business, bodybuilding prep, the strongman prep, so whatever it may be that you want to go out and pursue, it's only you write your own story, as Miles Morales once said, right? So
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Man, we've almost heard from everyone here. I think there's like 3 people here maybe I haven't heard from yet. Maybe we could do one more question. Let me see. Hezzy. Hezzy.
Hi, Jimmy.
Grab an item from your house and tell us why it's meaningful or fun.
Item? Does it have an item?
Could be anything.
Grabs the cat.
I was just about to
I
say
was
your
about
cat's
to
gonna
say,
be your
it's gonna
first
be
option.
Zuko.
Can I grab Zuko? Is that
I was
the
just
thing?
about to say grab Zuko.
So this is Zuko.
Hello,
Kitty.
Zuko.
He's 15 weeks old, and he's meaningful to me because he's the first pet I've ever had
Oh
in
yeah.
like the 25 years of me being alive. And he's also a pet that I got moving out here a year ago and actually successfully living on my own. And it proved to me that not only could I take care of myself, that I could handle the day-to-day of being an adult, but also have the capacity to take care of something else that I love.
Oh, yeah.
And with that frame of mind, now I feel like it's opened up a lot of opportunities for me to be more of a caring individual, I think, or just not just caring, but also be more empathetic as a person, especially towards other people, and just putting out that kind of energy in like the world. So yeah, he's gone now, but because you know.
I definitely agree that it definitely reflects off of it. You know, just being more nurturing, more caring. It definitely does, especially towards the pet.
Yeah, for sure. On top of, you know, I come home and I'm like, I have to think about something else besides myself. You know? And that's, I feel like that's also what brings us together as a community, is we're all very much like to be involved in each other's lives and uplift and inspire and motivate each other, you know, as the brand says. So yeah.
Hell yeah.
That is what my thing is.
That's phenomenal answer to that question. Okay, so I think other than
We got
that,
it.
we do have a couple other people in here, but I don't know if the people without the screens are able to talk or want to jump in on a question. I guess, did anyone else want to answer any of those questions or bring your input into the call or get to know us better at all? Okay.
One thing I would like to touch note on real quick as well is for those who just joined to please go into the text section on this chat and tap that link so you can download the new Discord server that we have and be a part of the new Mindset Club chat that we have.
Yep.
Thank you.
Get in the Discord, put your TikTok videos in there.
Yes, please.
Definitely gonna be a lot more information in there and stuff happening. So if you want to stay connected with everyone, that's the way to do it.
Ethan, just saw your text. Don't worry about it, brother.
I figured a couple of you guys were probably like working or something. But thank you everyone for joining the call. Thank you so much for being phenomenal individuals and bringing good conversation, good input, good discourse. It's low key, even though I know most of you guys, it's really nice just to be able to, I don't know, hear and catch up with everyone and kind of build that connection. So hopefully, on our next Zoom call, we can do more of this, maybe with more people, more of our ambassadors, or our dream chasers.
I think as
Or
we get closer to
visionaries.
the rebrand, like I feel like nothing is really happening on like the public view right now. So like we haven't done anything publicly in like 2 months. So I think once we actually move into the rebrand and start doing more events and start just doing a lot more, I think it'll start pick up a lot more. And then I think that'll help a lot. And then we'll kind of keep you guys updated as well. Obviously, every call will let you know, but samples or actually bulk orders are finally coming in. So we'll send more details as everything gets through.
Heck yeah. All right. I think that's everything, y'all. Exciting things coming.
I want a picture.
Oh yeah, wait, group picture. Do you gonna get the picture, Drew?
Everyone, sure. I'll take my phone out. Everyone. I think that works good, even though the glare of my computer is horrible. Nice. Beautiful.
Cool.
I will make sure to get everyone tagged.
All right. See all you amazing people.
You guys have an amazing
We'll
day.
stay in contact too.
Bye.
Might be a little bit before Christmas, but we'll get it handled. We'll send messages out.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's already almost Thanksgiving, Christmas. Wow.
Wow.
Everyone be safe and enjoy their Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Yes,
That's crazy. Yes.
I
Remember
appreciate
to
all you
always
beautiful humans.
uplift, inspire, and motivate.
Woohoo.
Keep crushing it in life.